decision be like sending them away? And after all they've done for you, one day your parents will be dead, and you will have to bury them. What do you think that will be like, living without them, while their bodies rot beneath the ground? One day you might outlive your friends, 'cause one day everything will end.
Comedy. So listen up and we'll lay it all out, whether you're seeking wisdom or zoning out. Have your fill, it's all just for the mill, with Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the show. We would start, but Brian is having some technical difficulties, and we're making
Yes,
fun of
I
him
am.
because
Yes,
he
I
can't
am.
figure out how to do a Zoom in 2024.
Yeah. How are you?
We've all had 4 years to figure this out. But
Can you hear me?
that's-
How's it?
No,
Can
we
you-
can't hear you. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I cannot hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Why would I know that's what
Oh.
you said if I couldn't hear you?
Oh, you can. This is ridiculous. All
And
right.
he's
Hi,
sober,
guys.
ladies and gentlemen.
I know,
It's
this is
unbelievable.
embarrassing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
At least your earphones
hello.
are working. You got that.
All right. I'm closing my door.
Oh, here we go. Did you go to the Springsteen concert too?
I would. I've been. I
Adam
have.
just got back. He was just at the concert. 3 hours
Yeah, it
on
was
the
at
beach. he
the
said.
Asbury Park
That's
one.
awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah. You guys are Springsteen dorks. I like it.
It's great to be here with you guys.
Is it great? All right. What's going on?
Well, how's
Okay.
the sound, at least?
Sounds amazing. Sound great.
Okay, sounds great because I've got the world's most expensive thing. I've got
What is
the
that?
Focusrite splitter,
Oh,
and
like
now
a-
once I work out the video,
Is that a Muppet? What is that?
a Muppet?
What's that thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
you had? You just not that. You had okay, that's kind of a Muppet. You had some better. I saw something hairy. I guess a microphone.
Yeah, that's it. Oh,
Comedy, everybody. This is where it
hi,
starts.
hi, everyone.
There's no one here.
All our listeners.
take
We have
some
a lot
calls?
of fans out there.
Take some calls. All right.
Is the caller there?
Hello?
Yeah.
It's my new prop. You like that?
I love that. I love that. We have a rotary phone we're taking calls on. That is fantastic. That's what this show is about.
It's morning radio.
Retro.
You know, I'm going
It's morning radio. It's retro.
yeah.
It's retro.
Adam's here. He got a new microphone. His works.
Yeah.
Got the microphone arm.
You get the
It's really
microphone
morning
arm.
radio.
It is. It's
That is-
that's a nice microphone. I think you need to go over to Brian's house and like when other countries, not all the countries play it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just curious about the
Yes.
World War. We use that pretty loosely. The World
Yes,
War.
we do. Well,
We also
we're- yes.
use like world famous. You know, you're like world
Well, listen,
famous
and-
comedy club, world famous
yes,
pizza.
and
This
as
is
many
good. Go
comedians
with
have
this.
pointed
This
out,
is fun.
and as many comedians have pointed out, Miss Universe is also so. Last time I did jury duty, I actually got picked for the jury, and it was. Do you ready for the case that I had to adjudicate? Was we went in and spent probably 3 hours arguing because a guy in prison threw his own urine at one of the guards. Okay. And this was
How
this
is
was
that
the case.
like a case? Like, well, how's that not just done in prison?
Because-
like,
It was literally they charged him with assault to add time to
Really?
his already to give him more time in jail. And we had
Wow.
to argue this. Yes, we had to argue this.
Were
And
you,
and I got to
were
tell
you for
you,
the guy? Were you for the guy or were you against him? This-
well, this is the thing about jury duty. You're basically restricted by the rules of what they say a crime is. So you don't really have much say in it. It's like if pouring urine on somebody qualifies in legality as an assault, then you have to go, all right, did he pour urine on it? Because he said it was juice or something.
That's what Trump said.
Lady with the hello.
Can we get somebody with a
Hello,
punchline?
hello, I'm funny. Hello, I'm funny. Yeah. So yeah. And
I don't think prison things should go to that's ridiculous. They should keep that.
Oh, isn't that
prison.
weird? You're in prison and you're getting prosecuted in jail. You're getting a prison sentence for something that you did in prison.
Work that out. Work that out in prison. That's what that's.
Right.
That
I mean, it was a very strange case. But the funny part was it was really like 12 Angry Men because some people wanted to acquit the guy, and the rest of us basically had to argue with them to say no. He threw it. If you believe was it urine, they did a DNA test or whatever, and it was the dumbest case. I mean, really, that was the case. It was some kind of yeah.
Well, I got out of one time. I was like, I think it was like a 70-year-old car accident thing, and I basically said, I don't think old people should drive. I think they should be retested every 3 years if they can actually drive a car. I literally said that, and they were like, "Okay, gotta go, bye bye."
Yeah, well played.
I still believe that. I think after after 70, it's like every 3 years you should get in the car with the person. I don't mean check their eyesight and stuff. I mean get in the car and be like, "All right, take me to Walmart. Let's see how this goes." Like,
yeah.
That could be a joke.
They really, absolutely, there's something there. That someone doesn't
get in the car.
Get in the car, and you have to do a test drive.
Yeah,
I
mean, I've seen old people going the wrong way on the freeway. I've seen like all kinds of crazy stuff, dude. And you're just like, come on, man. My girlfriend, her grandpa was a bad accident. Like he had no business driving. It's just like,
you want to ban the elderly. You're against the elderly. It's ageism.
I am against the elderly. I'm against because a lot of elderly don't take care of themselves. They're not eating anything green, so their brain goes to mush. And by the time they get to 75, all that fried food, all that crap, their brains, and they're not doing puzzles and stuff, so their brain's not sharp.
Puzzles, right?
You gotta do puzzles, man.
You gotta do puzzles. That's the key.
Candy Crush. Candy Crush will make your brain better.
Candy Crush.
Anything.
That's right.
Trivia crack, anything. Keep that brain going. Read a book. Do something. Play a video game. You're better off than just sitting there staring at the wind.
Angry Birds.
Happens.
You got to play Angry Birds. If you're an elderly person.
Keeps the brain sharp. Anything. I'm all about doing stuff. Stop watching TV. I'm just saying.
Well, speaking of that, if we want to go into an interesting thread about old people,
all right,
how people say with age comes wisdom, right? You've heard that one. Yeah. And I always say with anybody that believes with age comes wisdom has never been to Florida. Okay. Because if you go to Florida, there is not a warehouse of wisdom down there. Okay. I don't know what's going on down there, but if you try to smuggle an enlightened thought into Boca Raton, they will confiscate it at the border. Okay. That is not, and that's a joke that I always did. It's one of those jokes where I do that, and then I go, because the thing is, you always say in every movie, the old people, there's the wise mentor, right?
Yeah.
It's always Mr. Miyagi, or it's Yoda. It's always the old guy who's going to mentor, but that's only in the movies. Because if you talk to if Yoda was based on a real old guy in Florida, it wouldn't have been as uplifting. It would be like, Master Yoda, I'm here to learn from you. What wisdom can you impart? Immigrants, trust you can't. Yes, taking our jobs, they are. We must put on Hannity. Okay. Wait a minute. Yoda's a racist.
That's an applause break if you did that joke in Florida, actually. That would be an applause break.
I may bring that to Florida with me. But it's like one of those things. You know what's an interesting thing? Dustin, tell me what you think of this.
What?
You know how they used to say that kids kill themselves over rock music lyrics?
You've played with this.
Okay. And our side was always like, that's ridiculous. You can't get influence. That can't manipulate somebody. That kid obviously had problems. But you know what I don't like is when people say, "Oh, my grandfather was so sweet," and until he started watching Fox News, and now he's a Nazi. Okay,
Yeah.
And I always go, "Your grandfather, that stuff was in your grandfather way before Sean Hannity drew it out of him." I hate to break the news to you, but nobody goes, "Oh yeah," he'd be. Then why didn't he watch the black entertainment television? He'd be marching, and you know what I mean? He'd be marching for civil rights. No, I don't know who's that.
No,
malleable,
people watching BET are setting black people back. That's not what.
Is BET even still exist? Isn't
Barely.
Okay, or is it?
Now you played with this before. I like the idea of it. Have you used it on stage?
I didn't do that part. I did the Yoda thing. I have done the Yoda thing, and that gets a big laugh. Except the punchline's wonky because it's just the voices. You go, immigrants, trust that you can.
Yeah,
taking our jobs.
What is wisdom though? See, I think that's the question. It's like because I think it's like you do get more street smart when you get older. You know what I mean? I think every mistake you've made, you've kind of learned from that as you go. Like I don't.
Well, I mean, but street smart. What good is street smart if you're adopting fascist tendencies or Nazi tendencies? I mean, my old man, he knows. He's very street smart. That's why he joined the Nazi party. The Nazis were very street smart. I don't know. Is this going anywhere?
No.
No. This is going nowhere. Okay. Well, I think we nailed something in there.
I think we've ended the show. This is it's been a good run. It's been 4 episodes.
4 episodes in. I'm sorry.
4 episodes in. It's all good. No, it's all good. I just I
mean, all right, let me ask you this.
What?
The Yoda thing.
Yeah. Immigrants,
trust that you can. Yes. Now that always gets us either a really big laugh. It feels like something's off with that. And I think it's the punchline. It's not it's Yoda's voice is great, and the premise is great, but immigrants, trust that you can't. I mean that's funny to me.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, no matter how in the culture, like modern culture is embracing new Star Wars things, it's still a 1980 something reference, so it's like I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, no, just like my Shaq joke we were talking about last time, where it's just like, it's still one of those things that sounds like an 80s comedy thing, even though it's your take and it's fresh and it's great and you're funny at the voice. Obviously that's not even the issue. I think it's
that's
maybe something more ridiculous that he's saying, what's more ridiculous at the right things? I think it's more like a conspiracy thing, not just because immigrants is whatever. But if you say something that's Pizzagate-y or weird, like something that's a little more ridiculous, I think Yoda's saying about that the right believes, killing babies 9 months, on the table, like just something crazy, that the crazy stuff that Trump thinks is what.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. I thought
crazier than just immigrants, I think is funnier.
I just thought it was funny that he's using the vernacular of Yoda, which he's speaking in that.
It's funny.
No, but I mean, meaning that, like, what would I say, drinking their blood they are, getting babies, drinking babies' blood they are,
Something
liberals. Oh, liberals. That would be funny if he said
fun of liberals.
Libtards, like liberals. Taking
libtards as they are. Yeah, or whatever.
Woke people, go woke, go broke. Like something like that,
something in that ballpark of just the more ridiculous phrases that come out as opposed to the normal
go woke, go broke. Yes.
The normal debate stuff, like something a little bigger than that. I think is funnier.
I want to watch Alex. Come watch InfoWars. I think that's
stars.
Funny. Yeah, InfoWars is funny.
I don't understand that, but it sounds funny.
Alex Jones, come on, Adam, did you get that joke?
Yeah.
No, you did not. You're just an ass.
I love when Dustin doesn't get it. Now it's a fucking. Now we go. Yeah. Oh no, there's no wait. Hello.
Hello.
I love the phone.
Nobody got it. Did anybody get it? No, nobody got it.
Nobody got it.
Did Adam get it? He sort of did, but then he kind of played like he got it more than he did. All right, gotta go. Bye.
Oh, what, the Alex Jones one?
It's InfoWars is Alex Jones's
I get
show.
it. I get it now. Alex Jones. I know. I get it. None of those things happen. Massacres and all this stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
I said some bad things. I know who he is. I just didn't know that was the name of the show. Now I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch every episode just so I'm on top of things.
Yeah. So
you know what I hate?
What?
I hate. This is a good one. I think I hate when you see a biopic, right? Like a biopic of a famous whatever, and the actor playing the person. Is not as attractive as the original person. Like that really, I don't know, for some reason that affects it. Like the Aaron Hernandez story. Like Aaron Hernandez was a beautiful man. He really was. He's a good looking dude. And this guy playing him looks like he works at AutoZone. Like, who is the guy that they got playing him? Like part of the story is attractive people get away with things. So if you don't put that in the actor, you don't think so. Get out of here. And
no, I think that's true.
It's true.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely true.
Because it's like, you know, I was attractive once and, you know, back in 20 years ago, and I would get free things. I would get, you know, free drinks, you know. Kill your friends. Nobody cared. You know what I mean?
Okay, so Aaron Hernandez, you're saying this triggered you because the guy didn't have the same chiseled cheekbones that you remember in Aaron Hernandez.
A good-looking dude gets away with more than a dude that just looks like, you know, a regular dude. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's a separate issue.
That's part of the narrative. You know.
Okay, no, but this is a bit you're working on.
I think that's what we do here, right?
No. No, but I'm saying, so there we go. So you got good-looking people, like meaning the better looking you are, the more you could get away with. Like
John F. Kennedy got away with more than Nixon.
That's true.
Because he was more attractive.
That means that Brad Pitt could commit mass murder. And
God knows what
fine.
He's done. I'm sure he's on a list. I'm sure he's on a few lists here and there.
Yeah. The better looking you are, the more heinous things you can
got
do.
away with things. The people got. I'm just saying, people get away with. You know, I just think that. And then the guy that played this guy is ridiculous. He looks. He looks.
Well, nobody talks about that. That's hot. That's hot privilege.
Hot privilege. There it is. That's the
privilege.
Word. Yeah, hot privilege. I love that.
That's hot privilege. Yeah. That's hot privilege. Like the Hawk Tua girl. If that was some, 300-pound girl, who said that, it wouldn't have.
Which, if you're 300 pounds, we still think you're beautiful. But yes, go ahead.
Well, we still think you're beautiful. No, but I'm saying that, like, I have nothing against. I'm saying that the culture is shaming, not me. I'm saying the culture is very shamey and very, very discriminatory.
You're on your own on this
favors one. And favors.
Right, look at this guy. Look at the guy that played him. Look at it. It looks like he's ridiculous. And that's not even a good picture of our handsome prince, Aaron Hernandez.
Where is it? Oh, it's in the chat.
Yeah.
I think the other picture's better.
Huh?
I sent the second one also.
Which guy is the guy that played him?
The second one's better. What do you mean? Who's the guy that played him? The guy on the right is the guy. Yeah, come on. Look at that. Look at the guy on the left. The guy on the left. The new picture. Look at the new picture. Come on. The
guy on the right is the actual Aaron Hernandez.
No, the guy on the left. Oh, did you see the new picture? Look at the new picture.
Okay. The guy on the right looks
with the shirt.
The guy on the right looks like he could be Adam Sandler.
Are you looking at the picture with no shirt?
No. Is there one? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Personal security issue. I can't see it.
Just click it. I opened it.
I just did. It's saying.
Did it open?
Oh, there it is. Okay, so yeah, the one. Well, the other guy's a little. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, who is that? He looks like somebody. What the hell is this anyway? He got totally different tattoos. No, not totally different, but he phoned it in on the tattoos. So there's missing stuff there, right?
He's not missing stuff. See, this is people, this is a detail I expect more from you. The thing is, every tattoo is a timeline. And so this is probably later. So he got this tattoo later. So maybe they'll fill it in later. But they do look like they're trying to reenact this scene here. So maybe that's not right.
Got it. But boy, look at that. This is
yeah.
So this is an issue for you. I know, but this is an issue for you.
It's not. It's just like walk the line. Okay, June Carter Cash, God bless her. She didn't look like Reese Witherspoon. I'll tell you that.
Right. And what about
Well,
Phoenix?
I mean, Johnny was kind of a handsome guy, but
Okay.
you know, June Carter was, you know, he loved her in other ways, and you know, for her musicianship and sweet as pie and all that stuff. So I just see it once in a while, but then you see the opposite. Then you see the opposite. Jamie Foxx, way more handsome than the original Ray Charles. You know
so this nukes your entire premise because you said it annoys you when you're saying they don't look.
I'm just saying sometimes it flips. I'm not saying. I'm just opening it up for. There's other versions, and one of the versions is sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's you'd have an attractive person playing a not attractive, and that happens as well. And so I'm just saying you can get a non-attractive person to play the non-attractive guy, and you can get the handsome guy to play the handsome guy.
Well, it's also difficult. Right.
Just be on track. That's all.
Okay. Just stick to a consistent narrative.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Yeah. A way of approaching it.
Like Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell playing who she played? Not Wilma. Betty Flintstone or whatever. Betty Rubble. What was Barney's last name?
Who played the
Who was Barney's last name in the Flintstones? Rubble?
Barney Rubble, yeah.
Barney Rubble.
Yeah.
Like Betty Rubble, hot piece of drawing.
Yeah.
And Rosie O'Donnell comes in there and is just.
And who played the other wife?
I don't know. Wilma. Who played Wilma? Was it like, I think it's somebody kind of hot, like Rene Russo or something?
You know, by the way, there were a lot of things way worse with that movie than that casting.
That's true. That's true. But I think that's the number one problem is when Betty is bigger than everybody, when Betty's bigger than Fred Flintstone, that's a problem.
Yeah, that was not maybe not the greatest choice.
It was Elizabeth Perkins.
Elizabeth Perkins, okay, from Big.
Oh, she's cute. Yeah. That's on point. That's on point.
Yeah. Okay, so that you'll let that one. That was good. Then, but the Rosie O'Donnell thing.
Yeah, she's got no business playing, even though it's a cartoon character. She's like a petite little thing, like no business.
And like I said, that movie. Yeah, I mean, can we not do that? Can we not? And can we
feel free to think of another one? I'm just spitballing here. I just we can get off that immediately. I'm just trying to think of other ones where they've done that.
And they have to have every pun on something with a rock in the thing from Barney Rubble and the you know what I mean. Everything is God. There's a video we have.
Oh come on, this you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Actually, she looks pretty good here.
No, she does not. She looks
no, but I'm saying
rough.
Well,
rough. What is she doing?
It was between her and Danny DeVito for the role. I heard
Danny would make more sense. Danny would make more sense. He's petite at least. At least he's petite.
Wait, hold on.
Look at her. She's bigger than Fred. That's just not right.
Yeah, you don't want somebody that can beat up Fred. That's not what
Fred
was going on there.
Fred is supposed to be the alpha. He's supposed to be the big one. He's the Jackie Gleason. Like he's supposed to be the one, the biggest one in the cast. Yeah. That's just how it works. Because that show is basically the Honeymooners. But
it is basically the Honeymooners.
He needs to be the big one. Yeah. Anyway, that's just.
Well, we settled. I'm glad we settled that. Do we have any humor here for either one of us to sink our teeth into? Do you think there's something? We
have humor. Humor is two comics just being
I know that. That's what we're chasing the humor. But my point being that not to be didactic here, but I'm saying
like Woody Allen. Think about Woody Allen. It'd be like George Clooney playing a Woody Allen biopic. That wouldn't bother anybody. It bothered me a little bit if that happened.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about other ones. Are there other movies where they've had like an attractive or vice versa situation where
they're getting the guy from The Bear is going to play Springsteen? They're doing that. That's coming up. The guy who played Elvis is, I guess, good.
Let's back it up a little bit. Okay. I had a problem. Do you see Iron Claw? That was the wrestling movie about the Von Erichs.
No.
Did you see it, Adam?
No.
Okay. Well, you guys should probably see more movies. So that was about the Von Erich wrestling movie. It was about the family, the Von Erich family. Do you know who they are?
The Von Trapps?
The Von Erichs.
Hello?
Oh, I read about this. This is the family of wrestlers that
yeah, they're like famous. Like that movie was huge. Okay.
Very good.
So yeah, it's going to win an Academy Award. That movie's fantastic. So here's the deal.
I'm not a wrestling guy.
You don't have to be. It's still interesting.
No, I know that, but being, I'm not saying I wouldn't see the film and probably enjoy the film. I hear it's really, really phenomenal. so everyone's raved about it, but it wasn't in my Netflix queue simply because I don't know who the guy is, so I didn't go see it. That doesn't mean I wasn't the biggest. Yeah.
Okay. Not a big deal. Just it's a family. It's not one guy. And so it's about a family of wrestlers. But the thing was, they're all on steroids. And the guy from the Bear played was like 6 foot something, huge, muscle, 220. And then the guy that played him was the guy from the Bear, who's like, I mean,
he's very short.
He's 5'4", little dude. So yeah, it's just really kind of one of those things where I just never, you know.
Did they put him on a shoebox to have him look tall?
Technically,
they
did. Well, just like and then fictional too, like Tom Cruise. You ever heard of the Jack Reacher series?
Yes.
Okay. In the book, the guy is like 6'4", and so then Tom Cruise played him, who's well under 6'5". 6 or whatever, and the new series, the guy's appropriately he's the appropriate height. He's a big dude, so it makes more sense in the series. But the movies, it's Tom Cruise, and it's just weird that this little dude is playing this guy. His whole narrative is about being a big dude, again, and so out of the books, but nobody cares about books. But anyway,
but that's yes, and I guess that's the case. In movies, though, most people think Tom Cruise is very tall. They don't know because the trickery of
they're all short. They're all short. Brad Pitt's short. Stallone short. They're all little dudes.
How tall is Brad Pitt?
He can't be that tall. How tall is Brad Pitt?
I thought he was like 6 foot. No,
is he?
Adam is on
questions. These are important questions.
5'11".
Oh, okay. He's pretty decent size. All right.
And Cruz is 5'7" or something.
Let's see.
How tall Spud Webb?
Or Shaq. You got to weave in a Shaq reference. You got your Spud Webb.
Spud Webb was 5'6", and
5'6".
Muggsy Bogues.
Tom Cruise 5'7".
Oh,
okay, he's taller than Spud Webb. All right, 5'7" is still pretty short. All right,
there you go. So what have we learned so far?
Nothing. But we had fun. We had fun playing. Because you got to play. It doesn't always go somewhere. You just got to see where the brain goes. But see, we're gonna age better because we think like this. It's like people, we have a Candy Crush brain where
we do
stuff.
We play games. We play. I haven't played a single one of the modern video games. I don't know anything about like Tour of Duty or Call of the Wild or Call of Duty or Grand Theft Duty, and Call of the Wild, whatever it is. What are they? I don't know any of that shit. I don't know anything about it.
That microphone is killing me every time. It's like this gorilla penis you got there. All right. So the thing is,
gorilla penis, ladies and gentlemen, gorilla penis. Right?
Well, I had to think about the video games. First of all, our generation, we're the video game generation. Like we're the first generation. We had Pong. We had Atari. We had Intellivision. We had you're not going to know half of these. We had ColecoVision. We had all these games before, and then it was obviously PlayStation, Xbox,
Missile Command, and Pac-Man, and
Defender,
Asteroids,
and Space Invaders, all that stuff.
Yes.
And I did a joke recently. I'm doing. It's like the other day. I'm a proud Gen Xer. And the other day, somebody called me a boomer. And when you're a Gen Xer and somebody calls you a boomer, that's like the N-word for a Gen Xer. You know what I mean? You're like, all right, dude. I had nothing to do with Vietnam.
Yeah.
I had nothing. We had Platoon on DVD.
It's just like the N-word, right? It's just like it, right? It has the same historical.
It feels like it. I can feel.
I love that.
I can feel.
I love that.
But but it's like I had nothing. We were watching Platoon on DVD, dude. We had nothing to do with Vietnam. All right, it's like don't put us in that.
Nothing to do with Vietnam.
It's
you did something, right?
I didn't do nothing.
Gen X is the best generation. I think we're all agreed on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Best music, best everything.
The question that I always wrestle with, and everyone knows that Gen Xers are the coolest generation. This is generally regarded, and I can say this as a proud Gen Xer and just say it very casually because I don't even care what anyone would say to countervene that and say, oh, no, you're not. And I'll go, that's really cute what you're doing. The whole you're not as cute. I have no interest in selling. I don't need to sell. I know we are. End of story. But who's worse? Okay. Now, obviously, the baby boomers are the worst human beings who ever existed. We all know that. Okay. They've ruined everything. They're egomaniacal. But who's worse? Between the millennials and the Gen Zers. This is a tough call. Both horrible people, both horrible human beings, both of them.
But raised by
worse?
Gen Xers. So we're responsible. We're responsible for them. So they're not. We're not better than them. We're responsible for them.
Most Gen Xers don't even have kids. That's how rebellious we are about. Most Gen Xers was like, no, we're not doing this.
Those Gen Zers come from somewhere.
Somebody had them.
They don't come from a stork. Right. So
in
they come
lab
from
somewhere. I'm telling you.
Boomers are too old, unless it's Al Pacino. It's like the boomers are way too old to be pumping these Zers out.
I wouldn't put it past them.
But my thing about the video games is like we paid our dues on the video games. Like we had Atari. We had it's whereas now the graphics that these kids have now is unbelievable. Like this PlayStation 5, all that stuff. When we started, we had the graphics of a heart monitor. You know what I mean? Like it was.
That's right. That's what it was. Exactly. That was it. That's what we had.
And we didn't care. We were just as happy as this crazy graphic video games you have. Like,
you could give a Gen X guy a heart monitor and he would have hours of fun with that.
Hours of fun. It was like it was just a beeping, just a ding and a beep. And we were like cats when in like the 80s. And we didn't all we needed was a light and a ding. We didn't care.
It's electrocardiogram version
That's
of
pretty
Pong,
funny. We're like
right?
cats.
It's a Pong version of electrocardiogram. It's basically Pong. Okay, we had Pong, and a heart monitor is basically Pong for Gen Xers or whatever. Okay,
like that.
Is it Gen Xers?
Which is
but I was going to say something.
Well, you go ahead.
I had something. Oh yeah, Gen Xers. We blame the baby boomers for everything. We even blame them for the existence of the Gen Z millennials that we probably are responsible for. Like that's how bad the boomers were. They actually, I hold them more responsible for Gen Z and the millennials than I do for the people that actually had them, which is supposedly the Gen Xers. But I haven't been able to find a single Gen millennial, Gen Z person who was actually raised by a Gen X person. I don't think I don't know how that happened, but they made them in a lab. I don't know.
Anybody 40 with kids is that.
I'm not buying
Your
it.
parents are 40.
Look,
that's
can
the
say
situation. You're a Gen Zer and your parents are
Dustin,
40. They're Gen Xers.
Don't hit me with your logic. My mind is made up here. Okay. Okay. I'm not. You can hit me with graphs, charts.
Well, let me throw some more jokes in here. All right. So here's my thing too. I think, and Gen Xers are mad at boomers because first of all, boomers have things we don't have, like savings accounts, like real jobs. Like Gen Xers, our savings is like action figures still in a box. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have IRAs. We have C3PO in mint condition. That's our savings.
Never open. Right?
Never open.
Yeah. New in the box. Yes, exactly.
Dying Chewbacca.
Awesome.
That's our savings.
That's your future. That's our
future right there.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, it's just playing with that kind of stuff where it's just kind of
that's really funny. We don't have that. Okay.
Yeah.
If you get into that anger of that's going to be hilarious. I mean, the whole thing,
that this whole we don't have, because I
have a Chewbacca action figure that's still in the box. Okay.
Yeah, you have property. I have Chewbacca signed in a box.
And that's my retirement account.
That's it. Okay? That's all I got.
Okay. I don't have a 401k. I have a C3PO. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Something like that. Something like that.
401k. That's even better.
I don't have a diversified 401k. I have a new in the box C3PO. Okay. That way the syllables match there.
There you go.
Something like that. That's funny. Something C3PO 401k. I like.
Yeah.
That's really funny, but you have to. That's a hard one because you have to give them enough information so they know you're talking about Star Wars.
It has to match the rrhythm. Yeah. But yeah, just the whole idea of that, where it's just like I had other stuff too, but it's just like trying to think like.
And I hate you don't want to go down that road of like the whole thing. You see on certain shows with the guys like. When I was a kid, that's why this is funny though. This is why this is funny because it's not that. It's like I like this angle because it's like when I was a kid, we didn't, because there's a whole genre of that humor that's been done to death.
Yeah, of course, everybody still continues to do that.
But if you hit 2 or 3 of those, if you can find something to match, I didn't have a retirement account. like that's my retirement account. I didn't have a 401k. I have a C3PO. Like I have a new in the box C3PO. Whatever. But I'm trying to think of what else illustrates the dynamic you're discussing that'll nail that, because that's really good. That'll be your last punchline. But if you have a build on that, the first one's good, the second one's funny, and then that third one will be killer. Or even
the Vietnam thing I kind of like. We had Platoon on DVD, and I think that's kind of we're more about like we didn't have like these we didn't have a JFK assassination. We had something blank like the OJ trial or something. I don't know, just something that's like just trying to think.
I like the movie. I like the war thing.
Yeah,
because I like the war thing, but I don't know if the Platoon thing. Have you done it? Does it work?
It kind of works.
It's confusing because of how's the joke go?
Just basically, we didn't have Vietnam. We had Platoon. We had Platoon on DVD. Like we didn't have like a crisis. We had we had Oliver Stone.
Yeah. Right. No, but I mean, I think it would be, yeah. Oh God, something funny there.
Because it's more about like, because the boomers are all about, Vietnam and all this, Watergate and like all this.
No, but wait, I think it would be funny if you had something. I don't know what it would be, but we didn't have Vietnam, and then there's some demonstration at Occupy Wall Street. Not that, but something like some minor skirmish. You know what I mean? Like something clash, some clash. Thing, because it's the Platoon thing is throwing me off because Vietnam. We had, that's about Vietnam. So my head is doing the math on that, and it's confusing.
Meaning that we weren't actually in Vietnam. We just had a movie about it.
Yes.
So it's more like maybe we could just do that. Maybe we could just say that. Like we didn't have Vietnam. We just had movies about Vietnam. We had Full Metal Jacket. We had Platoon.
Exactly.
We had Thin Red Line. That's what we had. We had Sean Penn in a helmet. That's what we had. We had Michael J. Fox smoking cigarettes. That's what something like that extent where it's like
that to me
just makes explain it that it's movies.
Yes.
And then just list off some of the movies is probably funny.
Right. That to me is more
clear.
Comedically.
It's more clear. Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting it. I was going, what? Platoon?
Yeah, I got you.
We had movies about Vietnam.
Movies about Vietnam. Gotcha.
We made the best Vietnam movies, and we want to thank the people who and we almost made it worth it. It almost made the war worth it just to get Platoon, and I mean that's a best actor. I mean a best movie. What is it? Movie of the year? What does it call it? The Oscar winner, Academy Award, Best Picture.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got a Best Picture, it almost made all of the losses in Vietnam worth it, and the lies and the corruption.
Yeah. Probably not going to go down that road, but I like where your head's at.
You think? Right? Yeah. It almost made it worth it. No. Okay, got it.
I feel like I served because of how powerful the movie was.
That's funny. That's funny. I did 2 tours of duty, and I played Tour of Duty. I did 2 tours of duty. I have the 2. I have the 2 versions of box set, and I have this DVD and the laser disc of the movie Platoon, right? Which is, I mean, it's not look. I wasn't in My Lai. I wasn't in the weeds. I wasn't in the sticks. What do they call it? What do they call it? They call
rice
it something.
Patties.
Yeah. What rice patties? We're in country. I don't know what they called it, but that's funny. Something about the movie thing. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
like
I'll play with that. I think that could be.
Yeah,
fun.
Play with that. Do something with that.
Yeah, just I think that's all I got on that. I'm gonna, because it has to be kind of the angry approach makes it funnier than back in my day approach to it. So you just got to like don't. And it's more about you calling me a boomer, and I'm like, no, man, don't put me in that box. I wasn't even around. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I don't even know what that is. We had this. You had that. So it's more of that energy as opposed to like kids wear helmets. We didn't wear helmets.
We're the only generation that we were the bridge to video games, computers, everything. And we had a world that was not. We had
had no respect for it. The kids were just as old as grandpa.
Yes.
Yeah. And they don't give us any respect for it. We were pounding out on these early Macs and Commodore 64s. You know what we were going the dues we paid on a Commodore 64?
Wow. and then
we had our print paper. We had to go.
Oh yeah. How painful is that? dot matrix printing stuff. Wow.
Dot matrix. That's what that's called.
Yeah, you
dot
had the matrix. We had the dot matrix.
Oh, that's
Do you
so
know what
funny.
that is?
I'm
That's
stealing
funny.
that. Dot matrix.
Yeah, do that. Write that down.
Dot matrix. Is that what that's
Nobody
called?
even, but nobody's going to remember that. You talk about
It
dated
doesn't matter.
references, though.
It's about the sound effect. Not that I do good ones, but it's about people know when you're just like, you tear the and if they don't get it, I'll literally be,
well,
you
do
tear
something. Right. And do something where you say that, raise your hand if you know what I'm, if you still have ink on your hands from your dot matrix or whatever. Let me see your ink stains,
And
and that
printing.
way, no, but that's, yes. And if you get someone that's going to, yes. And if you get someone, that way you can get audience interaction with that. And you can also identify somebody and you can bond with like somebody and that'll be a funny visual, you know? Yeah, that was our Vietnam, the dot matrix printer, right? We're ahead of the curve on that one. Do I have any freaking jokes? I don't know if I have anything.
You're up, buddy. What do you got?
I know.
Like, more Nazi jokes. We can't do Nazi jokes. We got to move on for Nazi jokes.
Hold on.
No Hitler jokes.
Hold on.
No Hitler.
Let me look. Let me look at what I got
Be
here.
prepared. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. Mergers and acquisitions.
Need a segment?
Hey,
need a phone call? What's going on?
I had a joke about no, that's not going to work. Hold on. Let me see. You have to have done to the face.
Do you have any jokes?
Do I have any jokes?
I'm calling the joke office.
No. Call the central joke office and see what they're.
Adam, throw us a premise. What do you got? Let's try this.
Yeah, what do you got? What do you want to see a joke about? We'll write
one. Premise.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Just anything.
I got one.
No, okay, let Adam do it. Let Adam do it.
Let Adam go
anything.
first.
Just anything. What comes to your head? A word, whatever. Just go.
All right. I had one a couple weeks ago, and this actually tied in with the Springsteen show.
Oh God.
And Brian's wearing a Springsteen shirt.
Yeah. Apropos.
When I was walking on the Asbury Boardwalk, I saw a fortune teller there, and it's just such a strange thing now to see a fortune teller. So that was the premise.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but
all right.
Okay.
So Indian people. Okay, let's go.
Cultural appropriation, Halloween, gypsies, things that are they're offensive for no reason. Things, gypsies. You saw?
No, you can. You want to go? Go ahead. And then I'll go.
What? Me?
No, you can go. Go ahead, and then I'll go. I have
an angle
on
riffing.
It, go.
Oh, go. You go.
Well, my angle is similar to last week, where it's like people that believe in like fortune telling and zodiac signs and ghosts and things like it's the same person. Like it's just that idea that you have, because there's like important people that like go to fortune tellers, people that are in charge of like important things or like have people like that on their staff. And you're like, they're making decisions based off of some basic, just ridiculous, lighting of a candle and like playing, putting some cards down. You might as well put Uno cards down and make a choice on something.
Well, I read that I read something about there was oh God, I wish I could remember this. There was something about fortune tellers are having trouble. They're being impacted by the internet. They're or something like something like their business has dropped off in the fortune teller thing. Like you can do because it used to be that you had to have a fortune teller down the block in your area and everyone had to go there.
Oh, they got Zoom? They have Zoom fortune telling?
You can Zoom fortune telling.
That's fantastic. I love that.
And you can and the standard of living in Iowa, if you're a fortune teller, is much lower. So you can afford to live there and Zoom with people in New York. If you're in New York and you need to tap into the visionary skill set that a fortune teller has, you can find someone in Wyoming that's cheaper than the woman down the block that has to pay a very high rent in New York. So they're getting gentrified out, or whatever the word is. They're getting small business owners like fortune tellers are being put out of business once again by the internet. Okay.
Well, I will say this. I will say there is a skill to it. And the same, I was talking to a friend of mine, a comedian I just met. We were hanging out. We became buddies or whatever. But we were talking about comedians. And I feel fortune tellers have this exact same thing. Like Lee and I always say that comedians could be great FBI profilers because we can look at a person when we're on stage And a lot of times we can like I can, you know how it is when you're like, oh, you're a doctor, oh, you work at whatever, and like, and they'd be like, how did you know that? And you could just read things about a person. So I think a good fortune teller has that ability to read it, and that's how they're able to kind of string you along. Is they pick up on basic things about the person, where they're like, oh, you live alone.
Well,
you have this. Oh, you have that. So that's how people are like, what? Because there's got to be a moment where the person kind of believes. You can't just be ridiculous. You can't just say ridiculous things all the time and expect somebody to keep paying you. So they are good at like little picking up on people's like things. So that is part of the skill. It's what a grifter does. But it's like you pick up on people, and they're know.
That's. I mean, I used to walk by streets, and you'd see a fortune teller thing in New York, and you'd go, okay, what the hell is this? And you wonder what's really going on. How many customers do you get per day? How do you afford the overhead to be there's a lot of overhead. I don't know if there's a lot of expenses being I don't know what your tax thing is, burden is it being a fortune teller. I mean, there's a lot involved in that. I don't know what it is, and I don't know humor here whatsoever, but I'm saying that I'm not saying much, because I really don't have anything. But you would think that fortune tellers
Adam
would
could have
seen...
gave us a softball, but he didn't.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Adam, for giving us nothing. But the fortune teller should have seen the internet.
Good. I'll make this work. I think it's interesting. I think it's like, that's the thing. What is a fortune teller? Like, they basically say, it's basically like they say what you want to hear. A lot of times, they say you're going to be
you're
famous.
You're not a believer in any kind of intuitive ESP stuff or anything.
I am. That's how they hook you. But they also, there's a combination of them reading you and then also reading what you lack in your life. Yeah. Like, like you could tell somebody's a cat person or they don't have a relationship. Obviously, they're looking for Mr. Right. You could see, I could look at somebody and tell if they're single or not.
Yeah, but how about, just give me some stock tips, I mean, like,
it's never anything useful. It's never anything like
something that I can, something that I can really take to the bank, literally. If you're going to go into that field, it is kind of weird. But also, like I said, if you were a fortune teller, you should have known that the internet was coming, that was going to affect your career. So you would have. And
they never know your name. Like, it's always like, all right, man. That's when you're like, I'm not doing.
I'm getting an M. I'm getting an N. I'm getting a P. I'm getting an O. I'm getting an L. Wait, is any of those fit your father? Like I love that. I think that's the greatest. God, that's an awesome scam.
It is a scam. However, it is kind of one of those things where, like, has anybody ever had their cards read? Adam, have you ever had your cards read? No? All right. There are times when somebody claims they have this power or whatever, or they have this gift, they call it. And just like anything else, it's like, just like your astronomical, what is it, astrology sign or whatever.
Astronomical sign.
Astronomical.
Yes, Dustin, your astronomical sign.
Astrology reading or whatever. And then they say something that does match your personality, or it is something you're going through, or it is something you're wanting to achieve or whatever. And so there are times when it hits on those things, but I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I think it's something that will probably be here till the end of time, because people want to think there's something more. They want to think people have a gift.
Did you ever see House of Games with the Dave Mamet movie, Joe Mantegna? It's great. There's a great thing in that movie where, and I love this. It explains Trump and so many other things. It's like the confidence man. It explains what the con game is. Yeah, and it's the best explanation of the con game I've ever heard. And it nails the Trump phenomenon so well, because a con man, you think, oh, you're giving him your confidence. You're giving the mark. Is putting his confidence in this person, so he trusts them. And it's not the case at all. It's the other way around. The con man is so confident, he's lending his confidence to you. You want to be associated with someone who is that sure, that confident, that cocky, that has that self-assurance. And that's what you get out of the confidence game. Someone who says, you're going to do that. We're going to do this thing, and you're going to make lots of money and everything else. And that confidence, that's what you respond to. That's what you want. Someone with that sense of assuredness that you want. And so there you go. So I don't know what this has to do with anything, and there's no humor here.
All right, here's the deal, Adam. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to, if you could, please, seek out.
Edit that out.
Seek out. No. Don't edit out any of this. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, it's like we try to come up with the thing. I'll play with it too. I'll come next week. I'll have some fortune teller jokes. But here's the deal. I would see if you could have somebody come on the show. I would love to have a fortune teller come on here with us and let us. We'll be respectful. We'll be respectful.
Absolutely.
And just,
I would love to have somebody that's good at that.
See if we can get some vibe off of somebody and see how, it'd just be fun to try to do that. So see if there's anybody online that'll do it. I'm sure there's some. It's gotta be. We'll pay $100, whatever. $100 would be the max, but it'd be fun to have somebody just on here for 20 minutes, just try to figure us out, or 30 or whatever. So see
don't
if
tell
you
them any information about it. Yeah, don't give them any information about it.
Say it's 3 guys who want a reading. That's all.
Yeah,
and we'll record it.
You can't do any. You can't Google us. So you go.
You gotta record it though. Yeah, just say we record it. And
I'm getting an M. I'm getting a J, a Z, an F. I'm getting an A. Is your name A? I'm getting an A. Yeah.
I don't trust fortune teller people, but I always trust those fortune tellers that are like, Zoltar. Like he's always spot on. You know what I mean? You ever the
Zoltar machine. Yeah.
Zoltar. I mean, Zoltar's never been wrong. And they had one in Vegas. It was like an Elvis dude, and he was just like.
Now, there, see, right there. This is my comic spidey senses. The word Zoltar. That's a punchline for something.
Yes.
Right? I forget about it. Nothing else comes of this. You go, because, the reason I'm there, I didn't talk to Zoltar. And Zoltar has gold comedic potential. It's like I knew Petting Zoo is funny. So I said, I got to get a joke with Petting Zoo in it. I backwards engineered the joke. Instead, most people do it the other way around. It's like, I need a punchline for this. Petting Zoo is a but no, I said, Petting Zoo. Now I have to get the joke that gets to Petting Zoo. Okay, well, Zoltar.
That's chasing comedy. 2 comics.
Exactly.
It took us 7 minutes to get to Zoltar. Yes. But
Zoltar is
what comedy is.
So funny.
That's what writing jokes is.
It's awesome. It's an instantaneous punchline. Oh yeah. What am I, Zoltar over here? Right? Okay. You know what I mean? Like
somebody in the audience, but you don't know we're married? What am I, Zoltar?
Yeah. Oh my God. You got that. That is so good. Right?
If anything, we got Zoltar. We got Zoltar out of this.
I'm so mad because Zoltar, that's like, oh my God, it's like perfect. It's like, I'm not mad, I'm happy. But Zoltar is so good, as a punchline and a universal punchline for any. You could write 40 jokes on the Zoltar. So my girlfriend, women are like this and men are like this. But you got to be Zoltar when you're in a relationship with a woman.
Figure that out. Huh?
Yeah.
Know what you're thinking right now? Supposed to know what's in your head. What am I, Zoltar? What you want to eat tonight? Zoltar? I don't know.
Yeah. That's right.
Know what I did? What am I, Zoltar? That's funny.
Oh, by the way, I do have a joke.
Let's do my time's up. Okay, gotta go. Zoltar. All right, quick. You got 4 minutes. What do you got?
I think we did this last week. I don't remember. Was it the thing about the woman?
Same jokes. You got
no. This wasn't. Oh no, we didn't do this.
Better not be a Hitler joke. What do you got?
No, the thing. It's very simple. It's a very simple thing. Maybe it's done already. Maybe it's already finito. I kind of put a bow on it because I do this thing where I go, hey, everyone's argumentative nowadays. Everybody wants to argue with you. Even with your friends, you have a problem and they say, you want me to play devil's advocate? I'll just do the bit, but I feel like I'm missing something. But you want me to play devil's advocate? Yeah, you know what would really help me here if I knew what Satan's perspective on this would be. Because when I'm in a jam, I think what would the Prince of Darkness's take on this be? What would Hitler do? Okay, now there's 3 jokes there. Okay, but what I'm interested in
one more Hitler reference and I'm out of here.
Yeah, one more Hitler reference. But see, this is the thing. This is how comics think. What I'm interested in is that works the way it is. It's kind of like boom, 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 like just more of an attitude joke. But the thing that I like is the idea. I'd like to know the devil's advocate. Yeah. I definitely want to speak to Satan's mentor. Yeah, I want Hitler's legal counsel. I was going to do the whole.
Well, devil's advocate is the devil PR, right? His advocate. Isn't advocate?
Advocate is
PR.
it's PR, it's a lawyer, it's legal counsel. It's like, so I was debating whether to, I'm already have the joke, but then I was like, I love the idea of like, definitely. I'd like to definitely speak to Satan's mentor right now. That would really, I like Satan's mentor and Beelzebub's legal counsel.
Is that his?
Well, Beelzebub's legal counsel. Yeah. When I'm in a jam, I want to know, does anyone can get Beelzebub's legal counsel on the phone, because Devil's Advocate is, the movie with Keanu Reeves. He plays the lawyer.
One of my favorites.
Exactly. Yeah. So there you go. So, and so that's a case of, I have two premises, the same joke. One of them is like more wordplay. The other one is, they're both wordplay jokes, but yeah, there you go. And I should probably stick with the first one because it's more simple instead of going Beelzebub's legal counsel. Right.
Okay. I don't quite understand that, but.
Okay. The Devil's Advocate.
I get that. I know what it all means. I'm just saying that reference. Right.
Why would I want? Oh, Beelzebub is another name for Hitler. Another name for Satan. Beelzebub. Didn't you ever? Bill Hicks used to go Beelzebozo. Oh, I'm Beelzebozo. Okay.
I miss stuff. All right. I'm just basic. Right. I'm like Satan and devil. That's about all I got. He went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal. I don't know. I don't have much.
Well, I like Adam came up with this. I don't know what game this is, this video game, but this is like.
We got a game? Okay.
Yeah, he's got a video. He's got a picture of one of those classic games that we.
That was cutting edge graphics at the time too.
Oh, what is that?
That was Adventure on the Atari.
Oh, that's
amazing. Oh, wow.
Adventure.
So we play as like the little square, and there's the dragon, which looks like, I don't even know what the hell it looks like.
That's cutting edge right
still
there.
Sealed in the box. This is my retirement. Steel 1984. Right there. Sealed in the box.
Wow, look at that. That's worth something.
Rubik's
That's definitely
Cube, baby.
Yeah.
All right, I'll work on that Devil's Advocate thing. I think it's funny. I think, but you already have these jokes that already work well. I don't know what you're looking for, like an extra tag or something.
No, I mean, I just had this, comedic crisis where I think, okay, yes, that joke is like that, but what if there's an even better version of that joke? I sometimes destroy myself with perfectionism and go into, okay, I like the whole, well, I wish I knew what Satan's perspective is, but what if it's funnier to say, I need to get Satan's legal counsel on the phone. That'll to me, that's really funny, but whatever. I don't know. Hello, I'm funny, not funny. Hello, not funny.
Is this Satan's legal counsel? Ever. Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't go with that.
Okay. All right. Bye. All right, everybody. Drop the phone. Instead of the mic, we drop the phone.
We drop the phone on this show. That's what we do.
It's been fun, Adam.
It's been fun.
You've been fun. Brian, you've been pretty good too. And watch the show. We're gonna have by the time you watch this, we're gonna be up on the podcast. Yeah, we're gonna work on a Patreon. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be exciting. And our Patreon, this is what I'd be a good idea. I think we're gonna do a thing where, like, if you want to have a joke, you can do a you can sign up for like a certain tier, and we help you with that joke, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna do a fun Patreon. We're gonna figure it all out. We're gonna have that all worked out for you. But awesome. Chasing comedy, everybody.
Woo! Chasing comedy.
Yay.